What if you had an AI assistant that actually gets better the more you use it, remembers everything about you, handles your tasks while you sleep, and texts you like a real personal assistant? Most AI tools answer just one question and forget you exist the next day. Today, I'm going to show you how to build the opposite. An AI that knows your name, your goals, and your recurring problems. It runs on your phone, schedules your week, does research while you sleep, and gets smarter every single time you talk to it. By the end of the video, you will have it running on your phone, ready to go. Let's get into it. Here's the simplest way to understand why this is different than anything you have used before. Think about how your own brain works. You don't memorize every single conversation you have ever had word for word. Instead, your brain compresses experience into knowledge. You talk to someone 10 times and eventually you just know them. Their preferences, their quirks, what works with them and what doesn't. Hermes works the same way. Every time your agent completes a task, it doesn't just forget what happened. It reflects, did that work? What should I do differently? Writes a note to itself and updates its own knowledge base. So, the more you use it, the better it gets at working specifically with you. And now that you get how the memory works, let's watch it run. Installing Hermes is incredibly simple. You can just get started with a single command. Just head over to Hermes documentation, copy this install command, and run it. This script automatically fetches your installer, takes care of all the required prerequisites, and seamlessly guide you straight into setting up your Hermes agent. Let's install the build tools. Yes. Enter your password. And if you're using Mac OS or Linux system, you can just straight away install it. But if you're on Windows system, you need to install WSL2, and I will have an installation guide link in the description. And here, since I already have OpenClaw installed on my system, it's asking to migrate the configurations, but I would say no. I'll just start afresh. Let's go with the quick setup. And here we need to set up our model provider. Let's go with Google AI Studio. They have a generous free tier. And to get the API key, so I'll just quickly show you how to get the free API key. Just head over to Google AI Studio. In projects, you can create a new project. Let's say Hermes setup. Create project. This will create a project in a free tier. And once this is done, alright, let's go to API keys. Now here, let's select a Hermes setup and then let's create a new API key. I'll say Hermes setup demo. Right, let's create a key. Alright, we have our key created. Let's copy the key and never share your API keys. It needs to be protected as your passwords. Let's paste it. Alright, my paste is not working. So let's go ahead. We can set the key later. I will show you how we can do that. Be sure that's good. And let's select Gemini 3.1 flashlight preview. Messaging setup. Actually, I would just do it later. I will show you later. Launch Hermes chat now. Alright. So now our chat would fail because I didn't set up the API key. We would get an authentication error. So let's try it. Yeah, that's fine. That looks good. So let's quickly, I will show you how to set it. So Control C, you'll just get out of it. And once the Hermes is installed, you need to reload your shell so that you can use a Hermes command. Now let's set up our Google API key. Just need to write Hermes config set Google API key and then just paste your key. Alright, that is done. Now let's chat with Hermes. This will start a chat if you just type Hermes, and this is a TUI, it's a terminal user interface, so we can just say hi now. It should give us okay, and there you go, your Hermes agent is ready. But this agent isn't useful without web access, so let's configure that next. For this setup, we will use Tavily. It has a solid free tier and no credit card is required. It's perfect for getting started quickly. Simply head over to Tavily and create your account and just grab your API key. Let's create a new one, Hermes setup. Okay, I'll create a new API key and just copy this. Now let's go back to terminal, and here let's get out of this chat, and now the same way we would set up this API key. Hermes config set Tavily API key. Let's paste this. And now our Hermes is fully equipped for performing web searches whenever it needs real-time information. To chat with your agent, you can just type Hermes. Now let's test our web search is actually working with the agent. And I will say, help me plan a trip to Japan. Now it should perform web search and look for the places and then the best itineraries that we have on web. So if you see, it did do a web search multiple times, and then now it's asking for some clarifying questions. And these questions, these aren't just generic questions, these are more personalized, and it's asking about our preferences. The agent would memorize this and would remember these preferences in future conversations. So let's see what the agent is saying. When are you planning to go? Month or season? What are the main interests? What are your approximate travel budget? Okay, are there specific cities or regions? Okay, so first, you're planning to go fall season for 2 weeks, and then for main interest, it's nature, history, food, and then what is your approximate travel budget? Let's say mid-range. In specific cities, no specific cities. Okay, let's hit enter. Alright, it's drafting the itinerary now based on our preferences. It did do multiple web searches again. Okay, it came up with like a 2-week itinerary starting from Tokyo, then Hakone, then Kyoto. Next steps, I will help you flesh out a day-by-day plan we look forward to. I can also provide specific food recommendations. It is awesome. This already looks good, and our agent is able to perform web searches. But right now our agent exists only on your computer, and to make it more as a personal assistant, we have to connect it to a messaging application, and for that we'll be using Telegram, and I will quickly show you how you can do that. So let's get out of this chat. With this command, Hermes setup gateway, you can configure any of the listed messaging applications with your Hermes agent. Let's go with Telegram. Now we need to enter the Telegram bot token. For that, we will need to create a Telegram bot, and let's head over to Telegram. In Telegram, you can search for bot father, this one, and over here just type in new bot, and let's give it a name. Let's say Hermes setup and a username, and this username should be unique, and it needs to end with _bot. Let's give one. Okay, so our bot is created, and let's copy this token and paste it over here. Awesome. So now our token is saved. For allowed user IDs, if you keep this empty, then anyone would have access to your bot. But to restrict its access, we will give our user ID, so that way only we could communicate with our bot. And to get the user ID, just type in for user info bot, and here you can find your user ID. Just copy this and paste it over here, and done. Yes. Install the gateway as a system. Yes. Let's hit yes again. Start the service. Yes, let's start the service. Alright, now our gateway is running, and we should be able to communicate with our agent through Telegram. And let's test that. Let's chat with our bot on Telegram. Okay, hi. Great, our agent is linked with Telegram. Alright, so now this is a totally new conversation, and we would ask our agent to plan another trip, and it should remember our previous preferences. So let's get started. Let's ask, help me plan a trip to France. Alright. Alright, as you can see, the agent Did refer our past Japan travel planning conversation, and it got our general preferences about traveling. It gave us a 2-week itinerary along with our travel preferences like nature and history, and also our budget, mid-range budget. So that's how the self-improving loop works in Hermes Agent. The more you use it, the more personalized it becomes to you. And that's the difference between a chatbot and a personal assistant. Alright, we built a personal assistant and it's literally in your pocket, but there are a few security tips. Hermes Agent has access to all the files on your machine, so I wouldn't recommend running it on your main machine, as you would have your secrets and passwords stored in it. It's better to create a virtual VM or a sandbox or run on a remote server. Next, Hermes already comes up with several built-in skills, and also you can add some custom-made community skills. But be careful while adding those skills because those might be malicious, and always make sure those are safe to use. Right now, with zero extra setup, you can use your agent in a bunch of ways. Just tell it, every Friday at 4 PM, remind me to review my week and plan the next one. Or you can say, every morning at 8 AM, send me the top 3 AI news stories. The next morning, right when you wake up, your phone is buzzing and your briefing is there. The agent worked while you slept, and now you have an assistant that remembers your name, your preferences, your goals. It plans your trips, runs your morning briefings, schedules your weekly reminders. It reviews its own performance and gets better the more you talk to it. Right now, your agent knows only what you have told it directly. It can't see your calendar or your emails or even browse the web. In the next video, I will show you how to connect it to your calendar, your Gmail, browse the web, and also create multiple specialized agents. If this was helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more. Leave a comment on what you want your agent to do. I will see you in the next one.